This week, this week, we have a very, very powerful message from the dragons. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this week, I'm hoping that you are here to step into your power because this is what this is all about. Every single week, we're stepping more and more and more into our power. We're ascending. We're seeing what's going on the planet and all the stuff that's coming in. All our greatest fears are being brought to the surface. So, when I was asking the dragons, what is the theme for this week? It was so clear. And the theme this week is all about self love and self worth and the frequency. If you've ever done the exercise of feeling into what love feels like and what wealth feels like, because as humans, we're very concerned with both. We're very concerned with finding someone to love us, finding the love that we've just not received our whole lives, which, has knock on effects into our business, into every single relationship. So the dragons want to help you understand a little bit more about love and self-worth. So if you've ever felt into wealth and if you've ever felt into self-love, and if you feel the resonance within your body and you know the frequency, you'll know that it's a very similar frequency. Therefore, having immense self-worth for yourself, growing your self-worth, understanding the way you speak to yourself, the way you turn up, the way you show up, how you treat yourself, the things you say, how you feel about yourself. It's not trite. Most people think, oh gosh, all that self-love, it's trite. But I'm talking about the in-depth, like knowing what your thoughts are behind your thoughts, knowing what you're saying about yourself, really respecting, reverence. So let's go into this and what the dragons actually said. So the dragons are here every single week with you, helping you to ascend with grace and ease. Like when I first met Sarafina, she was so poised, so calm. And they're always teaching us every single week how to get into our best state. They are here for the revolution of feeling, to understand how we feel our way forwards, because the world is pivoting. It's on its axis. In other words, we are doing things from a different perspective. We are being asked to imagine, use our energy to understand how things feel, how we're wording it, and every single thing that goes from there, that we are the creators of our own reality. However, they're reminding you there's something that you've forgotten. Your love, your worth, your the reverence for yourself, accepting that is a massive shift in how you will then be perceived and felt by others. When you fall in love with yourself, I mean, I don't mean you're looking for someone else to fill that gap in you, fill the gap that your parents never had for you, fill the gap that you feel that you've missed your whole life. Have you been a soul on the quest for love your whole life? Then you have to know that everything's within. Now, I know that that can sound annoying, but when you're looking for things on the outside, be it wealth, be it your home, be it a partner, a relationship, your business, to fulfill you, you have to know that you have to feel that for yourself first. Now, we know that, we hear that over and over and over again. You have to be able to know what that feels like. But when I'm speaking to people, they really are not understanding the depth of the feeling and of the self-worth and of the love for themselves, which is a massive shift in how safe you feel, how supported you feel. When you love yourself, the way that source feels about you, if you knew the way that source, spirit, the galactics, whoever you speak to, the universe, God, further than God, God, omnipresent, divine, how it feels about you coming here as a human, incarnating at this particular time. It's not a feeling from vanity, it's not self love from ego, like, oh my God, I'm just brilliant, and saying the words. It's the reverence, it's the deep opening the gateways to your divine wealth. It's the frequency of creation of itself. When you tap into and you tune into your divine essence, your sovereignty, your soul, that you are connected through the conduits through to spirit, That is the frequency of where all creation starts. Otherwise, you are creating from less than, from worry, from people pleasing, from um, unworthiness. And guess what? You can only get back whatever you feel. So today we're teaching you the cards are going to pop out of the pack, whatever number you've chosen, one, two, three, or four. And we're going to get you into how the world rearranges itself. The world starts working for you, towards you, when you are in the radiance, when you're in the frequency of what it is that you want to receive. This is when the frequency can match and you can start getting what it is that you say that you want. If you're coming from unworthy of what you really are, you will only attract unworthiness. If you move into, yeah, I'm good, I'm great, I love myself, I really appreciate all these things that I've done for myself and all the things I've done in this life. If you start talking and feeling and acting from that space, things, I promise you, I guarantee you, will absolutely change. But we have been taught to self-love is difficult and it's not right. But it's just unfamiliar because we've been taught to that it's selfish, that it's not the truth. You really have to work hard at getting things. Whereas in fact, self-love is actually sacred. If you could know what the spirit feels about you, what your soul feels about you, and this is what I teach all the time in Manifest with the Dragons and working forward on your sacred path. If you knew how that felt within you, what you were felt as, like, oh my goodness, have you any idea how loved you are? And if you could feel that love for yourself and understand that you are only a percentage human operating on this planet to get this whole concept that you are spirit, things would change, your frequency would change. So, loving yourself is an act of returning into remembrance of who you are, respecting and in reverence of, like, oh my word. It's not just that I'm human. It's not just that I'm here to do certain things and I've got to get this mission completed. It is a deep reverence for, like, so many different lives you've led, so many parallel lives going on right now, so much that is not even contemplated or talked about, that how immense you are. Feeling into my energy just recently. So, like, here's the human, here's the aura around my human, and then here is all the rest of me. And it is not that I am just the soul connected to God. It is like galactic. It is huge. And the amount of beings and the presence that is around you that is here, like egging you on and supporting you. So if you've been having soul interventions, if things have been going pop and crap and the shit hitting the fan, this is always showing you, what is it that I'm thinking? That's why that's coming back to me. Why is my wealth so terrible? Well, that's what you've been thinking. That's the underlying tone. That's your frequency, the note, the tone, the song that you're singing out to the world. Oh, I'm getting the song of, like, the if you had the undertone, like the whale song or something like that. If you knew what you sounded like, you would change your tune. Change your tune. So, self love is the ultimate act of creation. It gets you into the place, tunes you in, it strengthens your body, clarifies your thoughts, harmonizes your energy so that your rhythm and your senses are different. From all space and time, you become untouchable, unashamedly, unapologetically in your energy. You've taken on your power, you are centered, you're alive and free because of this love frequency. And this responds tremendously to your level of wealth as well. It's not just confidence, it is, your worth. And this is something that I'm going to be talking in and going deep into on Thursday. I have a free class on Thursday and it is called Self-Worth, Self-Wealth. So have a look for that. The link will be down below. So this is what it means to be able to live from your absolute abundance, knowing that it is spirit led. So the dragons are here to help you embody your self-worth, embody your wealth, embody your abundance. Otherwise, if you're coming from unworthiness, that is what is going to be matched. You will always see whatever is coming towards you, even if it absolutely stings. You have to admit the responsibility at some point. Actually, I was thinking like that. And it takes practice for you to sort of dig your way out of the hole and start thinking great things about you, accepting great things about you, knowing your perfection is what we're here to uncover today. So, there is a story that goes along with this. When I met my soul, and this is the work that I do with you in Manifest with the Dragons, and then for the year-long program as well, your sacred journey. When I met my soul, it was like I hadn't ever experienced love ever before. Not on that level. Not from anyone else. Anyone else giving me love from then was just a bonus. It was just the cherry on top. It was the cream on top of the donut. It was the what do you call it? Those Knickerbocker glories, the Sundays, the cherry on top. When I felt the love and I just emitted that love, and I loved everything. I loved the sky, I loved the clouds, I loved the trees, I loved the house, I loved people, I was just exuberant with it. What happened was I got evidence. So people started giving me gifts. I started, parking tickets. People would come up and say, "Oh, yeah, no, I haven't used this time. Do you want a parking ticket?" People would step out of the way. I'd get compliments. Business clients started coming in. Opportunities started opening up because it was in response to what I was feeling. Did I run out of that? Did I fall out of love? Yes, sometimes. And so the world always was reflecting that back to me. I know it's my job, it's my choice, which is Tara, to change my perspective. So that is what I'm bringing you today with the four messages, whatever message you've chosen, one, two, three, or four. These are the dragon's way of operating as a human in your life is all about how you show up, how you feel. So let's get into what the messages are for you this week on this theme. So, let the cards actually get what the message is all about. Bang that in there. The message is all about self-love and self-worth. And let's just see what is going to plop out of the card deck today so that you will get your message. You will understand the next step that you need to take. Okay, so the first one here is Rafael number 31. Okay. 21 actually. Okay. So Raphael, he is the dragon that came through to me, and he's like the age-old professor. Raphael, the age-old professor, and he is really asking you, no wonder his eyes are red. He's asking you to really, really, really knuckle down and focus. Focus on what you're saying, focus on what you're thinking, because you are scuppering all the wonderful things that you could be creating by the thoughts and by the feelings that you have. Let's see what he has to say. There is a need to focus on the finer details. You may find yourself hooked on the big picture, looking into the future and the overall goal. It's big and exciting for sure, but you have forgotten to get into the finer details. I urge you to discover the finer, delicate, and overlooked details of your dream reality. They drive us. They drive the collective and the clans like myself. We're needing you to pinpoint in on the finer details. The way I work is that I get into the finer details of things, he says. I notice and see the finer intricacies and how you can come about. Now, Sarafina, she likes the big picture. She wants your intention. The big picture out there, but without the fine details, the picture is incomplete. It's like what he's showing me is a child's sketch of a horse. It's got four legs, a square body, a tail, and a head, two ears. But there's no finesse. There's no details in there. There's no sense. There's no feeling. There's no touch. There's no the details he really wants. Like, what does it smell like to be next to this horse? What does it feel like? Is it warm? So the details. If, for example, you wanted to imagine your day, you can say, I want it to be a lovely day. Then he will ask you, in what way? You will say, I want the sun to shine. But he will ask you, at what temperature? I want the sun to shine so I can wear a sundress so that I can have my skin really soak up the heat. Maybe you want to have then a cool breeze every now and again. You want to wear clothes that feel really comfortable. So there's a lot of detail that are not going in there. What are you smelling? What are you feeling? What's the density? What's the frequency of the energy? Now, let me tell you this. Now, the dragons don't hear your words. They've gone past words. They've gone past affirmations. You've outgrown that. Unless the affirmations and unless the story is giving you a feeling that you can use in your imagination and you can sense things through your own eyes and kind of go, oh, I'm there, I feel it. That's what we need to be able to do. We need to be able to sense it and feel it and know that we're in and walking in that energy. The sketch of your request is currently knowingly vague, is what Raphael's saying. It's just an outline of the artist's true work. You tend to actually just ask for broad level, like, I would like to have a nice day. I would like to have a nice car. I would like to have more money. I would like to have more nice clothes. I would like to lose weight, or I'd like to feel better. But it's lacking the true color and the radiance for us. We pick up on your feelings. We are sensual beings. We pick up on the sensations within your body. Your body is like a lighthouse. It changes color. It moves and it flows depending on what you're feeling, and that's what we pick up. So, lacking the true color and the shading and activating your senses, that's what we understand. We're waiting for specific details. Paint the picture in full color and paint it by numbers for us if you must. We're being asked to take time to paint a picture for us, paint a picture in the colors, the details for us, to see and feel and let us see what it is. What it feels like in your body, in your chest, in your solar plexus, up into your throat, in your whole body, so that it tingles with detail and delight. Let us feel how it sparkles with excitement when it is delivered just as you imagined it would be. Sadly, we're left twiddling our dragon thumbs because you're not giving us any detail whatsoever. Not just you, but 99% of the population fall very, very short in their creative, imaginary art. We, the dragons, do request wholeheartedly, as a whole collective, that where there's a whole army of us here waiting to deliver to you, but there's no destination, no charts, no dates, no colours, no GPS coordinates. There is absolutely nothing that they can deliver to you apart from maybe some of the lousy thoughts that you've got. So what I'm asking you to do is really tune in and decide what it is that you want, which is Sarafina, and get into the details of it. How do you walk? How do you talk? This is all about what we do in creating your new reality and manifest with the dragons. And just imagine if you put out there how much you loved yourself, how much this is amazing, how you feel so proud, how this is just so incredible for you. And you felt it, and there were no thoughts behind the thoughts other than that you are amazing. You've done an inventory, a CV of just all the amazing stuff that you've done in your life and just how amazing you've been in your past life and how amazing you are at everything. Imagine putting that out in your vibration and how many people would feel that from you, love that from you, and want to be in your energy and want to, employ you, put you in your business and partner up with you, give you opportunities. That is the energy that Raphael's talking about. Raphael, thank you very much for message number 1. So, okay, let's see what message number 2 is going to be all about, because this week is all about self-worth and self-wealth. Now, don't forget, on Thursday, I will be going in deeper into your self-worth and your self-wealth and how we can get that starting to emanate and radiate from you. So, card number 2 coming up. Oh. Okay. Get my head right out of the way and let this card come through. Self-worth and self-wealth, one frequency. Card number 2, Sarafina, which is card number 8. Let's talk to Sarafina. Card number 2 for this week is Sarafina. Like Rafael just said, Serafina is all about the bigger picture, all right? Which is all about your intention. This message aligned to the energy. You are a powerful conductor of energy. This is you in your power. When you step into your soul and your sovereignty. Let's see what she wants to tell you for this week, which is all about your self-love and your self-worth. It's the same frequency. You have been through an era of seriousness, survival, and this has got you very stuck in a routine and trying to figure things out and struggling, thinking it over and over, analyzing every little thing. You are far too precious to still be struggling like this. This is a time for aligning with playfulness, fun and pleasure, and knowing that you are a powerful conductor of energy. Which is needed to bring about your creations, and you don't go into that as much as you could. So you're being told this week about how you feel. How is it that you're feeling? And the best feelings for you is your self-love and your self-worth. You are a powerful energy conductor. You feel energy, you produce and circulate energy. And just like the trees on the planet, which are similar conduits and conductors of energy, you are no different from the trees. You have access to tremendous power through your energetic grounding roots and your body as a conductor that acts like a barometer for this energy. You complete the circuit as the energy goes up into the sky, into the galaxies, and loops down and through you as the conductor, as the transmitter, the radiator, and then down into the earth. Moving energy from earth through your core back up into the heavens, into the galaxies and beyond, and then drawing it back into you, everything that you want to create. And that's in your mind's eye, in your imagination. The directed power at your fingertips is incredible. When you realize that you are not just human, when you realize that you are a multi-dimensional being, which is what Utopia talks a lot about, you as the multi-dimensional being. You are spirit, you are immense, you are incredible. Every single past life that you've ever lived, all the magic that you've ever delivered, all the intelligence, all the skills, that's all within you and still connected up to this conduit. That as a human, you've just forgotten that you are absolutely incredible as a creator. The reason that they go into the feeling about self-love and self-worth is to really show you exactly what you are thinking. Because if you knew what you were thinking, you would see that you have created that in your current life. You can create your way out of anything by thinking differently about it. So I've got several clients who are going through real shit at the moment. And myself, last week, I had something happen. I'm like, right, okay, I need to change the story on this. I need to think about this differently and feel differently about this. And until I feel differently about this, nothing's going to change. And this is what I'm teaching all the time. So last week I also had somebody saying, "Oh my God, this happened. Please be aware that when I come on the call, I'm just, I'm going to be going through it. I'm really going through it." But within a few minutes, we were able to see, because we were being guided, exactly what was going on, why you were feeling like that. What have you created? Actually, do you think that about that person? Well, yeah, of course I do. Well, they don't have any other way to respond to you then, if that's what you think about them. All right. So you have to change your communication, your conduit, your way of thinking and feeling about that person or that situation or your wealth for it to then match you and what you're thinking. So you are at the core and take responsibility for every single thing that you feel, every single thing that you are being. Using your imagination, you can alter and playfully change your character and develop a character who you want to be in this next phase of your life as you create your next reality. This is a strong practice, and you can add in so many details to this character that you really want to see yourself become. You can see and feel and imagine what you as this character will be doing in the next phase of your life, which will bring about the change that you want to see happen. It's all a game of aligning and directing your energy that circulates like a living current on the inside of you. I've got a fly wanting to say hello. It's a game changing of your energy and how you feel, the story that you tell. It's all game changing and the energy's frequency. It's all a game of changing how you think, and you keep upgrading how you feel, keep practicing, keep adding in more details, and enjoy the fun of it all the time. It's a matter of playtime, playfulness, stepping into who you want to be, acting that character out. You pick a character and you be that character. Of course, your character is yourself, but you're understanding yourself from a different perspective because you've walked in the design and the creation of what you want to see happen, and then it starts coming into fruition. Now, it's a different world that we live in. That when I just say it's tilted, it's pivoted, because no longer can we just accept what's coming into us. That's the average human. That's the human that is playing a game that they're not really thinking about their worth. They're not thinking about what they'd love. They're not thinking about how awesome this would be. They're just accepting what's coming to them. Whereas when you are creating, when you step into the creator, aligned with the energy, you are a powerful conduit of energy. And that energy will become a match for what is available to you from the outside world. But it all starts from the inside. Okay, it starts with you, how you are being, how you are showing up, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. This is what I'm teaching every single week to the people who are in Manifest with the Dragons, and they start seeing evidence coming in, new contacts, new opportunities, new wealth starts coming in. And that's what we want for everyone to understand. You are the creator. Sarafina, thank you very much for that message. We will now pull out card number 3. If the fly lands on my nose, which is often something that happen. All right, so let's just go to card number 3. Your self-wealth, your self-worth are the same frequency. Let's just find what the best message would come to the people who chose number 3 and see what flies out of the pack. Niin vuodon, mikä elää, iaro kan voida, kan voida, tiki eikä. Maleoru, iam, iarafti, niarafti, kela alo kan rolia. Oops, there we go. You on the floor. Let's just check the ones that are here. Which one is going to be the... No. No. All right, okay. Wow, okay, perfect. So we have Luna Ray, number 25. Let's get to read what she has to say. Number 25 for Luna Ray. Oof. All right. I do love Luna Ray. If you're listening to this particular broadcast and you are understanding a bit more about the dragons and the fact that the dragons are always inviting you into a feeling. So this week is all about self-worth and self-wealth being the same frequency. So if you want to have a match, you really need to be in the amount of self-worth and self-love before the wealth comes in. You need to feel that about yourself. You need to feel that confident and that awesome and incredible and guaranteed success and all the rest of it. So Luna Ray's message, dive into the intensity of your feelings. So Rafael was card number 1, and he was talking about there's so much need to be focusing on the finer details. Sarafina was card number 2, saying that you as the energy are a massive conduit for your own creativity, for your own change. And what Luna Ray's saying here, because of the golden eye, Dive into the intensity of your feelings. That allows the gold to start coming in. Gold being your wealth and your self-love. So 25. There is so much more to be experienced. We are sending out rays of love. Oh, wow, awesome. And they are warm and gentle, and your worries simply melt away so that you can feel and be in this feeling with us too. So just imagine that you're getting these rays. Feel these rays within your body, the warmth, and they're gentle, and you feel safe, and all your worries melt away. This is what happens when you step into the self-love. So much melts away. It's just like anything could happen. And it doesn't matter, anything could happen. I feel the love. I feel who I am. I feel how loved I am. There is so much love still to be shared with you. I wonder if you can track where in the body you feel the feeling right now of love. You can feel it as an expansive feeling, a very safe feeling, a feeling of being at home. We use words that you understand to bring you the feeling of being loved that you desire to feel. You've always desired it. You quest for this. You will be in no doubt as you begin to feel it in your heart and then down into your solar plexus and in around your chest area. But it is not located just in your heart. Love, when allowed to be amplified, overflows. A surplus of love, and it goes into every nook and cranny and cell and atom, nucleus and cell of you. Love radiates and flows out from the top of your head like a waterfall and all around you. Once you are full of love and fulfilled with love to your maximum capacity and the love that you can hold, the energy of love will naturally overflow and be felt by others in your environment. The feeling and experience of having known love from inside the body is an exercise, just so that you know what love feels like. Again, it can be felt and recognized with familiar feelings of being home, safe, very, very comfortable. There is a melting feeling that happens inside your stomach, inside your torso, that feels like pouring hot water over a chocolate teapot. Everything melts away. So there's no worries, there's no people pleasing. There is a very satisfied breathing out feeling, a sigh that you might realize is like, it's warm and soft and all encompassing. You cannot help but smile and feel satisfied. There is a smile on the inside of your heart between your chest that reaches your face, and the smile that cannot be stopped. Perhaps you shed a tear because you are so happy in the feeling of the immensity of the love that is flowing. Feeling love, when you experience the feeling, and it's full, 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 full. Just as like your chest is about to burst, experiencing being a feeling that you cannot take in another breath. You are so full and expanded, stretched to the max, but there's still more to be had. You are learning how to expand into more love, expand into more wealth. And it's all about how much the capacity is that you can hold, that you get used to holding in your cellular structure. It's broadband. You're stretching your bandwidth to be able to accept in more, because at the moment you've limited, it's like a glass ceiling. You've limited the amount that comes in. So what we're asking you to do is just expand into that. And that's what we do in Manifest with the Dragons. We're asking you to expand every single week so that you're stretching your capacity to hold more self-love for yourself and therefore more wealth. Okay, yeah. So, like, yeah, you will start to overflow and gush love and find yourself expressing so many things about the world that you absolutely, absolutely love. And that's when you're aligned to top to toe in this loving groove and on a maximum love capacity. You become a conduit, a magnet to everything that comes to you from this love feeling. Don't forget that love, self-love, self-worth, self-wealth, exactly the same frequency. It's a massive expansion. There is such satisfaction with feelings in this frequency of fulfillment. When you are in this feeling, there is also something else that happens. You suddenly realize, I don't need anything else. I am loved, and you're not taking it from a human perspective, but you are so loved as the spirit within you, so loved by God, the universe, the galaxies, the dragons. You're living on air. You're like, I'm just so abundant. It's like, oh, that's just amazing. So all your needs and all your worries start to vanish when you start aligning with this particular conduit. Luna Ray, thank you so much for your message today. And we are moving on to card number 4. Card number 4, for anyone who picked card number 4, this is what's coming through from the divine, from the dragons, so that you can pick up and maybe go deeper. Come in with me on Thursday to come into the class or catch the replay in Practical Magic of how you get into the love groove, how you get into loving yourself. Like this is just the what did they just say to me there? It's your biggest project. It's your biggest project to love yourself. So let's put that in there. Self-love, self-worth, one frequency. See who comes out as card number 4. Oops, having a bit of a card fest. Everything's coming out. I'm working with a different deck of my cards this week. Some of you may know that I've been updating them, and so they're not sliding as much as the other ones were. All right, so one's really needing to pop out, and it's just working its way to the top. There we go. Oh, don't you love it when that happens? So a couple fell out. Yeah, there we go. Got the yes for that one. So we are moving into speaking to Sovereign. Now, Sovereign is the dragon that is asking you specifically to connect in with your soul. Specifically, the finer details of connecting with your soul, knowing the amount of love that is available to you when you connect in with your soul. So, Sovereign, when you connect in with your soul, you know the depth of the love that she has for you. You've got good communication. When you ask her to take part in your life, when you start to feel her within your body, when you start to feel your yes and your no, and you start communicating, she will communicate with you. She will guide you so, so, so well. So, Sovereign, meeting your soul and knowing your own exquisite soul language. Now, isn't that what we were just talking about before I read the card? So, when you are in your broadband, loving yourself, loving your self-worth, which is what we were talking about with Luna Ray. So if you pick number 4, but you want to know more, then go back and listen to the card number 3, card number 2, card number 1. So when you're in this broadband spectrum of Sovereign, when you are accepting and allowing and hang on, what they're saying, in reverence of yourself, being this broadband conduit and display of love for life, love for the world, love your self-worth. That's it. This is your sovereignty in action. So meeting your soul and knowing your exquisite soul language. Let's see what comes through there. And don't forget, you're not listening to the words so much as listening to how it reverberates and speaks to your body. Make an important decision for your emotional, physical, and mental health to create a private spiritual sanctuary. To attend and listen to your soul every day. A place for solace, union, and connection. To closely listen to your inner self and the voice of your soul. Your rapid pace life, with all your deadlines and intensities, make it an even greater need to fully connect. Go to your safe place so that you can hear what is being communicated with you, as well as learn how you can communicate with your soul. to ask for solutions, and last but not least, communicate with others through this soulful state. This fly loves this energy, that's why it's flying around. Soul to soul communication is a powerfully felt communication. That also comes from the stories that you tell about other people, the stories that you tell about your situation, whether it be financially, relationship wise, or health wise. You are doing it from a soul perspective. When you express yourself from your soul and take part in the heartfelt communication, you are conscious and operate from your awakened, powerful, spiritual, sovereign state. You are sensing what comes directly through to you from your soul. It is pure, wise, and an unbeatable combination. This is when you are unapologetic. I don't mean in a fierce, nasty way. I just mean you are so in your state that you are unapologetic. Your soul is housed in your human flesh and bones body, which is acting, your body, acting as the communicator, the barometer, consciously feeding back to you from your environment, to the people you meet, the places you go, always intuitively sensing your environment. Your barometer and your soul never stop sensing your feeling state. It picks up the soul communication, the intentions of others that goes unseen, unheard, unfelt, and certainly unattended to. But what we're asking you to do here is the more that you feel the love and the respect and the reverence for yourself, your self-love, your self-worth, when you radiate that out, people will feel you, will feel your confidence, will feel and admire you, want to be in your energy. They will say she's the best at what she does. They will feel your absolute certainty coming through because you hold it. So have you ever heard the feeling, the expression of like, she's really, or you feel you're really good at what you do, but you don't emanate that. You don't emanate the fact or radiate the fact that you are really, really good at what you do. They will say, well, she might be good at what she does, but I don't feel it. This is what we're developing. This is what we're pushing you forward. It's imperative that you get to know your soul and adapt your ways of communicating with her to know intimately that valuable, powerful, and very accurate part of your own personality. By learning this new language and simply attending to what you hear, you are a powerful force like no other. Open up your senses to understand some of the basic foundational feelings communicating with you from inside your body. First, you can recognize that you have your own home, a preferred frequency, where you feel safe, and that you can always come back to your heartbeat, wherever you are, whoever you're with. Understand the contrast between your feelings as you can go between safe and stress, which is what we practice every single week. Feel the gap between the two chosen feelings and the distinct difference that happens inside your body when these two extreme feelings, and you know all the time that it is just energy, and that it's the energy that other people are beginning to read and understand from you. So when you are in touch and in tune with your soul, then you can be in the supermarket, you can be anywhere, and you can go, oh, how am I feeling about this? Please show me how. Oh, I feel this about that. Or I feel this about that conversation. Or I feel that you are in the feeling and sensing world, which is then imperative that you actually then start radiating out how you feel about people, the world, your work, your business. That's what is meant by your self-love and your self-worth, because you will feel ultimately safe, free to love, free to feel absolute incredible things about yourself, about the work that you do, about who you are, your health, about your relationships. And so that will start being shown back to you as it starts becoming a match to how you feel about yourself. One of the main things and the stories that I'm always telling is I had never felt never felt much love, never felt much, I don't know, romance or success, or it was just feelings that were just not part of my world. And it wasn't until my boys were born that I just kind of went, oh, there's got to be more. There's got to be more that I should be feeling about this. So I took myself on a quest and I asked my soul, spirit, God, I want to feel more. I want to understand more. I want to really get into what this more feeling should be. Other people seem to have it, but I've been taught not to feel. I need to know what it feels like to feel because I need to develop this. I need to be able to radiate that out for my success, for writing my books, for and this is, in the years that followed, then the dragons came through and I've written my book and I'm feeling, and it brings a tear to my eyes, and I'm able to express that more and more and more and more through my body, through my radiance. And this is what we're teaching. And this is why it's important. Your self-worth, the amount that you love yourself, is a true reflection on the wealth that you can hold and you can handle as well. Come and join me on Thursday. I will be diving deeper into the feeling of self-worth and the feeling how it relates and corresponds to your self-worth and self-wealth, I should say. It's an incredible journey when you allow yourself to feel. And the dragons are all about the revolution of feeling. So thank you very much, Sovereign. We're all about the revolution of feeling. And just imagine what it would feel like beyond limitation if you allowed yourself to feel that for an hour, if you allowed yourself to feel that for a day, if you allowed yourself to feel that for a week, a month. Imagine the influence you would have on not just yourself, but the people around you, as parents, as co-workers, as family, as friends, for yourself. Imagine what you could affect and massive change history, huge consequences by altering the feeling within your body. So I'm inviting you on Thursday because we're going to dive into this and why this is so, so important that you are felt, that you trust that you're sending out the right messages. When you love yourself the way that Source loves you, the world rearranges itself to reflect your perfection, to reflect what you are feeling onto the world. So I will put a link down below. I do these classes every week. I read for the dragons every single week to show you how you can keep accelerating, ascending every single week. My courses, Practical Magic, Manifest with the Dragons, they are here to help you own what you feel so that you can start radiating that out and creating your own reality from that. A lot of the self-help books in the past, we've outgrown that. We need to move forward with not just words that are flatlining. We need to put the feeling in there, which is what Rafael was talking about, focusing on the finer details. And this is what you will be taught. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for asking for a dragon card, because as you ask for a dragon card, you are saying yes to yourself. You are feeling the love, the reverence for yourself, and that's why it's so important. So I look forward to seeing you in the week in my group, Practical Magic. This will be on YouTube, and so, so, so much love. If you knew how much love there was, there's expansion of love that's available for you. If you could feel that, and it's so sad for me when I meet people who just like myself when my boys were born and I hadn't really felt what I wanted to feel, and I realized I haven't really felt what I wanted to feel all my life. So it's been a huge ramp up in my education, and the dragons, Source, God, because I specifically asked to feel more, and that's what our journey is all about. um Lots of love. Have a great week and take care that you do something with the messages that you were given.